This lesson is science and the scientific method. It's mostly review, so I'm going to go quick. The guiding questions: what is science? What traits should a scientist possess? What skills should a scientist possess? What are the different branches of science? And what are the steps of the scientific method? So, what is science? Science is an organized way of studying the natural world. It is naturally occurring, physical, tangible things, has matter, not man-made. The big thing here, guys, is this is in the now, and it's physical, and we can measure it, and we can use our senses to observe it and see it and hear it and smell it. And so spiritual things, while they are real, they are not what you would study in science. Science is only things that are tangible. Traits of a scientist: observant, curious, creative, open-minded, honest, ethical, skeptical. So these are all things that really everyone should possess, but specifically if you are doing science, these are some good scientific traits. I'm not going to go over all of them because I think you know what a lot of them mean. But just a quick review, there are two ways that you can make observations: quantitative observations, which deal with numbers, they have units, or qualitative observations, so they deal with qualities, not using numbers. So this would be if you talk about the color or the smell of something. So quantity is numbers, qualities is not. Scientists should be honest. They should report true data, don't lie about results. It might seem like, why would you lie about it? But I know I've been in labs before where my data seems crazy, and I think maybe I messed up the experiment or the lab. I should just lie and change my data so that it looks good. Don't do that. Just be honest. We'll figure it out. I know some scientists, it's tempting to fib about your results if you want that Nobel Prize or you want your stuff to be published. So it's good if scientists are honest. They should also be ethical, have morals, respect living things. So we shouldn't, do certain experiments on humans. It's just not ethical. And so having ethics is important for scientists. Scientists should be skeptical, not easily convinced, need evidence and further examination. So a good scientist doesn't just accept things because they're told. They actually see the evidence, the data. They want to make sure that those are true results and not just what someone's telling them. Skills of a scientist: predicting, so that's seeing what's going to happen in the future; classifying, putting things into categories; evaluating, drawing conclusions based on evidence; making models. These are all skills of a scientist. Branches of science: life, earth and space, and physical are like the three big categories of science. Within them, there are smaller categories. So life science is biology, the study of living things; genetics, how traits get passed on; cell biology, the study of cells; ecology is the study of ecosystems and habitats; earth-space science can be astronomy, so studying outer space and planets; geology, the earth and rocks; oceanology, and studying water; physical science, the two main ones are chemistry and physics. So these are different branches of science. Scientific inquiry is the process by which scientists seek to answer questions. They will use the scientific method, and we've done this before.
Malia, let's go.
Okay, so what is the scientific method? Why do scientists use it? So real quick, here's an example. Scientists make an observation. There are small egg-looking things on my zucchini plant. You ask questions. What are they? Are they harmful to the plant? Why are they here? You do some research. I find out that they are squash bugs, and they are harmful to the plant. This is real. This happened to me this summer. That's not an actual picture I took, but I found these little bugs on my zucchini plants. You form a hypothesis. So I do research. Maybe in my research, I find out that they don't like peppermint oil, and I think, I'm going to do an experiment. If I spray my plant with peppermint oil, then the bugs will leave the plant alone. So your hypothesis should be something that you can test, and it should be something that you can do an experiment to see if your hypothesis is right. It's your prediction that can be tested. So I'm going to plan and conduct an experiment. An experiment should test one variable at a time. So you have two different plants, and what are my variables? This is also review. So variables are the things that are capable of being changed. The manipulated variable is the one you change on purpose. The responding variable you measure as a result. Constant variables you keep the same. Here's my example. The cause. My peppermint oil water spray. This is my independent, also known as manipulated variable. I am going to test to see if this gets rid of the bugs. Other things could affect the number of bugs. How much rain there is. the breeding season, the water or sun amount. So all of these things can make there be more or less bugs. And so I would try my best to keep this constant. So I would keep all my plants in the same amount of sunlight. One's not under the like a deck or something, so they're all getting the same amount of rain. And I'm doing this at one time where the breeding season for the bugs is the same. So here's my experiment. My control group is a plant that receives no treatment, so my independent variable is no peppermint oil. My experimental group is the one that receives treatment, so the independent variable is peppermint oil. So this one, no peppermint oil. This one has peppermint oil. I wait and I see what my results are. You can keep your data in a notebook or on the computer. Make sure you include your units. When you have your data, you can organize it. So here's my example. If I did this for real, which I did not, but if I did, maybe I would keep the date here. I would count how many bug eggs I saw, and then I would use that to analyze. So your conclusion, we're going to use CER, claim, evidence, reasoning. So use complete sentences for this, claim, evidence, reasoning. So your claim, there's a lot here. I'm not going to read it all. Your claim is basically your answer to the question. Your evidence, it is the data. So why are you making the claim that you are? What data? You should give the quantitative and qualitative observations. Include your units. List enough data to back up your claim. Your reasoning, write one or more sentences explaining why does this evidence support the claim. Some reasoning requires scientific principles. Maybe you talk about why the bugs don't like the peppermint oil or something like that. So this was a lot. If you have questions or need help, as always, you can ask me and I will help you.